Eins, zwei, drei, vier, fünf, sechs, sieben, acht, neun, zehn. I can count to 10 in German. Don't ask me why. I've always had this thing about Germany and the German language. I think maybe because my babysitter was German. Her name was Miss Leapsight. And that was a long time ago. I was probably only like 4 or 5. But for some reason, I remember that. I took German in college. I've just been infatuated with Germany for some strange reason. This is going to be a good one here today because we are taking a look at Americans face culture shock in Germany. This is Insane by Pepperoni TV. I think that's how you say that name. I will definitely include a link in the description so you can head on over there. Subscribe to this channel and do all of the YouTube stuff. So this is going to be Americans in Germany. I don't know. This is going to be a little bit scary. But before we get going here, go ahead and like the video. That really helps a lot. Let's see what we can see.
Can somebody tell me why German houses look so crazy on the outside? Like, I'm literally not even joking about this. Like, German houses will literally look like this. I've seen houses that look like this, you know?
Come on. Is this real? I mean, not real is in like you are the houses that look like that. I mean, is this real? Is she really asking that? Obviously, you can go to any country and find a house that looks like that. That's not all German houses. Maybe I should calm down and see what she has to say, but I don't know about that.
Even houses that look like this.
Okay, that's a little better.
This is not bad, but you know what I'm saying? Or even houses that look like it came from the Three Little Pigs. Or this scary home.
Oh, God. What is wrong with people? I think she's just trying to say something so somebody will click on her thing. I don't know. Three Little Pigs. That's terrible.
Or even houses that look like it came from the Three Little Pigs. Or this scary home. And you're probably wondering, like, why are you roasting German houses? You're an American, be quiet. Because the houses on the inside, they look like this. Like, I'm so confused. Like, German houses be ugly on the outside, but beautiful on the inside. Like, I've had friends walk me over to their house, and it looks like this on the outside. They're like, it's completely safe. This is Germany. We don't have any guns here. And the outside of the apartment will literally look like this. I'm terrified for my life. It looks like I'm gonna get jumped by another German woman. And then on the inside, it looks like a 5-star like hotel. So if you come to Germany and you looking at the houses and they look crazy, do not be scared. They just look a little old on the outside. They're beautiful on the inside. I'm an American.
Hold on. Okay, first of all, I got a problem with the accent that she tried to impersonate. Even though I just said the German language, I just counted to 10. So I don't know. I wasn't trying to impersonate German language. I was doing my best. And then the other thing is, isn't that interesting that I think if I was going to have it one way or the other, if I was going to have a house that didn't look great on the outside, but was super comfortable inside, imagine that, because I live on the inside. Or would I rather have a house that looks amazing on the outside, but is not comfortable on the inside? I think that that's a lot of the way that many Americans think. It's about how you look to the people, what kind of image you have. Wow. That's crazy that she did all that. But anyway, that's just my take on that. Let's see what this lady had to say here.
Living in Germany, and somehow when I go out, people always know that I'm from the US or that I speak English. What about my outfit or how I look right now screams American? Please tell me. Because I feel like I'm blending in. It's super hot here today. I just walked, this is all my groceries. I brought my own bag. I bought a soda, sunglasses.
Oh my God. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't think she was anything but American. I don't know. Maybe the shorts, the big old sunglasses. I don't know. What about what she's wearing is screaming American? I wonder.
I do wear my AirPods. Is that weird? Maybe it's AirPods. How do people know? This happens to me all the time. And I can speak German. So I don't know why they immediately start talking to me in English. It's so crazy. Also, I live in a small town in Germany. It's not like I'm in Berlin or Munich where everybody speaks English. This is a small-ish city. Let me know your thoughts.
Well, if it's a small city, that means you're going to stand out more. I mean, hello, this is like common sense. Also, I experience this here in the U.S. My wife and I talk about it all the time. Like people just look at us and it's like they're not from here. Well, it's pretty obvious. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say it's obvious that I'm not from here, but there are other dark-skinned people that are born and raised here in Spain. But sometimes it's some of the things that you do. Like, how does she talk? How does she carry herself? Does she walk too close? Does she walk, too far from someone? And all of these things scream American. How you stand, I think, can determine how, if you're an American. Her mannerisms, all of those things can tell if you are from there or not. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but I don't know. Maybe she should have asked me before she made this little TikTok here. Oh, wow. Oh, God. That little kick at the end, that's American. Actually, I don't know if it is, but it should be. That's funny.
I actually bought all of these clothes here anyways.
That don't matter.
All right, listen up. I am an American living in Germany, and I've been here for about 10 years now, so I feel fully qualified to speak on this matter. When I first moved to Europe, I was under the impression of I'm only here temporarily. This is like an extended holiday. I'm going to do my thing here for a couple of years. Okay. Eventually, I'm going to go home and I'm going to go live back in the States. That's my homeland, land of the free, home of the brave. There's no place better. Now that I've been here for so long, I'm not sure I'm ever leaving. I'm not sure I will ever go back. Okay. Growing up, I feel like we were all fed the same lie. There is no place better than the US of A. We are the best country in the world. We are the greatest country in the world. Everyone wants to be us. Everyone wants to come and live here. We are the center of the universe. Right. And let me tell you one thing. That ain't it. The second I moved to Germany, I was humbled real quick. No one is jealous of us. Right. No one wants to be us. No one wants to live in America. If anything, they pity us. And sometimes I feel like they even look at America like it's one big joke of a place. The look on people's faces when we tell them what we had to pay to go to college, it's like they can't even fathom it. They think that we're joking, that we're playing some prank on them. Yeah. Or it's like, you had to have a life-saving surgery and you had to pay thousands of dollars for it? Huh? Yes. Here in Germany, if you want to go to a public university, for example, you might pay a few $100s, max. And if you need something medically that's necessary for you to live and be healthy, it's covered by insurance. I've had 2 babies here in Germany, one in the hospital and one at home. And my home birth was also covered by insurance. My husband has also had a few surgeries here in Germany. He tore his MCL. He had to get a knee surgery. He's gotten wisdom teeth out. He had to get veins removed. He's gone under 4 or 5 times. We've never had a bill. Ever. I feel like the biggest difference between Europe and America that I literally can't even wrap my brain around is the fact that here, basic kind of human rights, things like medical care, education, et cetera, public transportation, are seen as a luxury in America that you have to afford, you have to save for. It's so crazy. And it really makes my blood...
She is really talking on this one, but I don't want to pause it because she's saying some good stuff.
Blood boil when I see people that I know and love in America, and they're talking about how they can't even afford groceries and they're making their own butter at home because they can't even afford to pay butter. It's just, we are so shell-shocked every time, sticker-shocked actually, every time that we go home. When we were just home over the summer, we had to buy a toothbrush and toothpaste because my husband forgot it here and didn't pack it. He went to the CVS, I think, $13.
What?
$13. He had to shell over for a tube of toothpaste and a basic stupid toothbrush. Here, I think our tubes of toothpaste are $1. Literally, this is not an exaggeration, $1. Just why were we fed this lie growing up that we live in the greatest country in the world when people die because they can't even afford health care, or they can't even go to the store and pay for butter, or they're working 2 jobs just to live life normally, not even luxuriously. And then there's other places in the world that you don't need to do that. It's just, I don't get it.
Oh, man. She said a lot there. I mean, it's true. I know people think it's weird that Americans think that. But I mean, it's just the way it is. I don't know. I don't think it's right. I know I've experienced it, so I know it's completely different. But just when you're growing up, it's almost like you're told, you just have a belief that you're in the best place that there ever was, and everybody's trying to come there. That's why they have all the, and because the country was built on that. There's stories of people who came there and sacrificed everything and came over there with $5 in their pocket, and now they have this great business and making all this money. And so I just think that you just start to believe that your country is the best, and all these other countries, they have all these problems, but the United States is amazing. Well, I don't necessarily think that. And you want to know what's interesting is that right now, like, I have family that I've been telling some of the great things about living in Europe. I mean, I can go down a list of all the, less expensive groceries, not having to worry about healthcare, all of the convenience of being able to travel to all these other countries. I can go through everything. And they'll say, like, yeah, but we're the United States, and those people don't know what they're missing, and everybody wants to come over here. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. And some people will never leave because they think they got the best place in everything you could possibly have. So anyway, I don't know. It's so interesting, but it is true. It is a real thing. That's what people think over there.
Things that will shock Americans, part 11.
Okay.
Number 1, your sick days are basically unlimited because you get 6 weeks fully paid sick days.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think it's 60 or 70% of your income that you're getting. Number 2, as long as you have a doctor's note, your job can't fire you. And it's a lot harder to fire you anyway because you need a legitimate reason for it, like missing work without calling in or stealing and stuff like that.
Wow. So in the U.S., I mean, they're proud that it's an at-will, state, which means they can let you go at will. Sometimes you have to have some things to back that up depending on where you are. I used to manage a lot of people in California. California is a lot, they have a lot of protections for the worker. Then I moved to Texas. In Texas, they don't necessarily have those protections for the worker. They believe that the owner is the owner or the manager they definitely have way more clout, pull, whatever you want to say, than a worker. So they can just let you go because that's what they want to do. At least that's the experience that I had.
And then if they let you go, they need to let you know, I think 4 weeks in advance.
Oh my God.
Like, it needs to be like the next month over, but it can't be like on the 30th of the month because that would make it the month, not the month after, but the month after that. Number 3, maternity leave is 3 years. You heard that right.
What the hell? 3 years? How did I not know that? 3 years? Is this real? Maternity leave is 3 years and you get to go back to your job? I mean, I probably should have let her finish, but I had to pause because I want to talk about that. Is that real? 3 years?
And number 4, our shelf toilets.
Oh.
Google it.
I just came here to get something strong so I can go back to work after this. I'm not going to prescribe you anything strong, okay? What does that mean? You're not going to give me any medication? I'm going to give you a doctor's note. You are officially krankgeschrieben and you'll stay home the rest of the week. Oh, I don't need a doctor's note, okay? My first ever patient to be upset about being krankgeschrieben. Well, yeah, what am I going to do? Sit at home all week, do nothing and not even get paid for that? You will get paid, of course. What do you mean, I will get paid? What do you think the doctor's note is for exactly? It's telling your company to pay you the rest of the week when you are recovering at home.
Whoa.
I didn't know you could tell my company to do that. Yes, I can do that. Wow, doctors are really powerful in Germany.
Wait. So if you're hourly, okay. I think in the US, if I'm salaried and I miss work, then I'm still going to get paid. But if you're hourly, as in you get paid an hourly wage, and you miss work in Germany, they're still going to pay you for a week. Is that true? That's pretty cool. I think in the US, they don't pay you if you're hourly, especially you might be part-time. And it's real tricky over there in the US because if you're part-time, they don't have to give you certain benefits. And full-time is anything that's 32 hours or more. And now it's been a few years, I don't know, maybe 5-6 years before I was managing people. So I don't know, things could have changed. But I know that we didn't have full-time employees. I mean, we had some that were salaried, but we didn't have full-time hourly. So they'd get like 28 hours, maybe 30. But if you kept them under 32, then they didn't get benefits. Isn't that horrible? But that's how it was. That's what we did. So let's see what he has to say.
Americans are always shocked.
Wait,
really
what?
powerful in Germany.
Many Americans are always shocked that the German language is the main language in Germany. Yeah, sure. You don't need German to live in Germany, but you need German to thrive in Germany. You can get by with English. What?
Okay, I think he said you don't need German to live in Germany. What did he say? You need German to drive?
German to thrive in Germany.
To drive in
You
Germany.
can get by with English well enough if you are a tourist or a visiting professional. But unless you learn the language, there is a social glass ceiling you will never break.
Yeah.
A secret level, and you might never even know it's there. Failing to learn the language is by far the biggest reason experts throw in the towel and
Yep.
go home. Hello everyone, my name is Anthony. I am the judge, the jury, and the executioner.
Do you
What?
have any questions?
Where'd that come from? Judge and the jury and the executioner? But he's speaking some facts right there because, I mean, it's happening. It's happening to us here. But we're not throwing in the towel. I mean, we're learning. I can understand a lot. I mean, I can go to we went to the veterinarian just today. Hopefully I'm saying that right. The vet just today. And we had to understand everything that she was saying, talking about our little cat, Skittles. That's the name of the cat. But anyway, the speaking part was a little bit challenging. So, but I know people that have lived in Spain for 10 or 12 years and don't speak Spanish. It's like, you're just not trying at that point. And I know that people would appreciate it. And, they appreciate that we try. So he's definitely saying something like you are limited if you don't try and communicate with the people. And if you don't eventually get to a place where you can actually communicate and express who you are. So that was good point there. Judge, jury, and executioner. I think that's what he said. Let me see. American finds out how much college costs in Germany. Oh, God.
How much is tuition? Like approximately? Like how many courses you have to take per semester? I mean, how much money? Money for what? Just how much do I need to pay per semester? Well, the total amount is around 230 per semester. 230,000? God, that's even worse than the US. No, 230 euros. But that is mainly for the train ticket, so you do not have to pay extra to use public transport. But attending the university, that costs nothing, of course. Wait, you mean nothing as in free? Yes.
This is how much it costs.
Oh, man. We paid 18 when I was in school. I graduated in 1994. When I was in school, it was $18,000 a year just for the tuition. We had room and board, you had to eat, you had all of those things. So, and then I was fortunate enough to go back in the early 2000 to be a coach there. And the tuition, I mean, they had this thing where they were trying to increase the tuition. And so what they did is they had a drive to bring in like higher level teachers and remodeling a lot of buildings, adding new buildings, making it so that they could charge more. So they did all of that. And I think by the time I left there in like 2001 or 2 or 3 or somewhere in there, it was about 50 or 60,000 a year to go there. I don't know what it is right now. It's probably upwards of somewhere between 60 and 70,000 a year. Oh man, it's so crazy. And there's no, well, in the US, what you get a lot is scholarships. Like if you're an athlete, you can have a scholarship, but my school was considered a Division III school. And as it related to athletics, there was no scholarship. Like they didn't have scholarships. So Division I has the most scholarships. Division II has some. Division III doesn't have any. So hopefully that's correct. I could be wrong on that, but yeah. So it's expensive to go there. It blows my mind. I don't know, man. I wish I would have known. I don't even know if I would have been able to come over. I don't know if I could have. I don't know how it works. I wish I would have known. I wish I would have been like, you know what, I'm going to Germany or somewhere and get, free education, but I don't know how they feel about the Americans taking advantage of that. I don't even know that's a thing. Anyway, how much it costs to give birth in Germany? Oh God, this video is trying to depress me and depress everybody. Here we go.
To give birth in Germany. I'm an American mom living in Germany, and I gave birth to this child 3 months ago, and I just got my bill in the mail. Let me first say I have private health insurance here in Germany, which is different for everyone, but for me, I have to pay for my health care in full, and then I submit that claim to my insurance, and my insurance reimburses me for it. Yeah. I had a pretty uncomplicated birth. I did receive an epidural, and I was in the hospital for 3 nights afterwards, which is standard here in Germany. So the total for the delivery and all the care I received out to 3,395 euros and 10 cents. And they broke it down. It's an itemized bill, and it is pretty standard. It's like the delivery itself was around 2,200 euros, and then they charged me for like the room, the meals, and everything like that. But that just seems so affordable compared to healthcare in the United States. My health insurance will be reimbursing me this amount in full, but I will initially have to pay it out of pocket. I'm sure people will have some questions about this, so drop them in the comments and I'll answer.
Huh. You get reimbursed, so basically it's zero. Now, I don't remember. It's been some years since my youngest son is 27. So I don't know what the cost to give birth is in the US, but if she's saying that like she's shocked, then I'm guessing it's better than what it costs in the US. I don't know.
So I'm currently crossing in between 2 countries. On this side of the river, it's Luxembourg. On that side of the river, it's Germany. And all I have to do to go from one country to the other is just walk across this bridge. Low-key, my American mind is kind of like, can't quite compute. And I've realized that the way Americans think of borders is crazy. Like here, the border is just a walk along a bridge. And boom, I'm in another country. I can go get coffee in that country and then go back to that one. But as an American, I've been conditioned to think that a border means barbed wire, and fences, and gates. And that's just so not natural. And I don't think Americans, we don't even realize how unnatural it is to be treating our border like a war zone. Because at the end of the day, if people want to come in, they're gonna come in. You're just costing human lives by militarizing the area. Borders can look like this. Don't forget that.
That's interesting. I mean, borders can look like that, yes. But, I mean, I don't know. That's probably something we really shouldn't get into too much, I guess. But I just think that, they have the EU, right? And isn't it a thing where if you're in a country that's in the EU, can't you choose to live in any other country that's in the EU? I don't know if I'm not a European citizen yet, so I don't know that fact, but I'm more than willing to have you tell me. But I think that's the case. And so it's a little bit different where in the United States, I mean, everybody over there thinks that, hey, it's a privilege to come into this country. So you have to go through security. And if we don't have somebody, go through, somebody vet you to come into this country, then who knows what can happen, all those things. some of those points are valid, but that's kind of the overriding thought process, I believe, of a lot of people in the U.S. So that was interesting. But I do want to know about the EU citizenship. I think that's how it is. All right. Americans' biggest culture shock. Why'd I break it up? Americans' biggest culture shock in Germany. What is it? Could I get 2 beers? Oh, here we go.
I get 2 beers. 2. Yeah. Do you need to see my ID? No. Oh. 16 years old.
Yeah, so I don't need a passport.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Here, you can keep a tip. 2 for you.
No.
Sorry about that. Dude, I still can't believe they didn't ID me.
Back in Germany.
Oh.
Germany's crazy.
I'm in
Well, he did a few American things there, trying to tip them. First of all, well, I know in Spain, obviously, that's not a thing consistently. I'm assuming it's the same in Germany based on their reaction. And then just, that's what I've had certain stores in the U.S. where I go in looking like this. I mean, not like that, but I'm saying. Anyway, I look my age, and I go in there, and they ask me for an ID because you got to be 21, and they're just going to ask everybody so that way this doesn't look like they're discriminating by asking somebody who looks under 21 or even, saying somebody's old by saying you don't need one. So they ask everybody. So that's interesting. And nobody has asked, obviously nobody here has asked me or my wife or our boys, even though they do look older, a lot older than 16. But anyway, I haven't seen it in any bar or anything. I haven't seen anybody get carded. So, yeah.
American living in Germany, and here's a list of things that I had to get used to when I moved here. Recycling.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Having to literally carry cash anywhere all the time. You could go somewhere fully anticipating and thinking you could use your card, but 999. Also, having to carry around coins just to take a shit in public. Quiet days on Sundays. No grocery stores being open.
Yeah.
Nothing really open for that matter. How Germans take their gardening very fucking seriously. They are out in their yards at all hours of the day, just picking at weeds, trimming hedges. Also, how much...
That's cool. I did not know that. That's pretty cool. Any avid gardeners out there can vouch for that?
Germans ride bikes and go on walks, no matter the weather. Rain, shine, they don't care. Also the staring. Just paying bills in general.
What? What is she talking about? The staring. I think I do know that. Is that, I think Germans. Oh yeah, what am I talking about? I do know that. Okay. They do stare, but it's not a bad thing. What I remember, and I could be wrong, but I think if they stare at you, doesn't that mean they trust you? I don't know, I could be wrong, but I think that was it. They're comfortable enough to stare. Feel free to correct me. Okay, what does she say after that?
The way that you pay bills here is so different than what I'm used to. How geographically...
Why didn't she explain? The way you pay bills there is so different than what you're used to. How do you pay bills?
That you pay bills here is so different than what I'm used to. How geographically large Germany is.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking massive. Sausages everywhere, all the time. Just all the time. This is more of a Europe thing, but going to the gas station and the diesel pump handle being black and the gas pump being green.
Oh.
How quickly the produce goes bad here. Like, I will buy a pack of strawberries and they're moldy in a day.
Yep. I can vouch for that, which I think is great. It means that they don't have all that processed crap in it to make them last longer. Like, we can buy, in the U.S., we'd buy a bushel of bananas. I think that's what you call it, a bushel. And, I mean, we only went shopping once a week, so they were going to last all week. And they typically lasted a long time. But here, they might last 2 days, maybe 3. Like, stuff does not last long out here, which is great. We go to the grocery shop. We go to the grocery store or the Mercadona every day. I'd say 3 to 4 times a week we go. It's just right across the street, so that makes it a little easier. Because whenever we're out, we stop on the way home and pick up something.
How buying beer is almost cheaper than buying water.
Oh, wow.
How it's illegal to wash your car in your driveway. How it's also illegal to leave your car idling in your driveway. Like, let's say it's cold outside, you want to go defrost it a little bit. That's illegal.
What? Hold on. It's illegal to wash your car in the driveway. Okay, that's good. That's good for the environment. It's illegal to leave your car idling. I guess that's good for the environment, too. That's interesting. I did not know that.
When it snows out and you're responsible for your part of the sidewalk and making sure it's safe to walk on. Cigarette vending machines everywhere.
Wait, oh my gosh, she was listening to all kinds of stuff. Hold on. What'd she say? You're responsible for your part of the sidewalk. Okay. And now she's talking about cigarette vending machines.
Where? Driving on the
Everywhere.
Autobahn. How it's just totally acceptable to drive as fast as you fucking want. Also, just how blunt and like honest, brutally honest Germans are. Like they
Yeah, I love that. They definitely are.
tell you exactly how it is.
Oh God.
Hi guys, I thought it would be fun to do a video about the culture shocks that I've gotten from moving from Georgia in the United States to Germany. So let's get into it. First one being, on Sundays, nothing is open. Everything is closed.
Yes.
Except for some gas stations. You can find some that are open, but mainly everything is closed, which is so different because on Sundays that was like your errand run, you go to the grocery store. Nope, not here. You stay inside and you do whatever you need to do at home.
That's the same thing here. In Texas, I know on Sundays, the grocery stores are open, but you can't buy alcohol before 12, I think. Because they are a Christian country, a Christian state, and everybody should be in church. Anyway.
Which is why I look the way I look, because it's Sunday. Another thing is the grocery stores. It is like a race because they don't give you bags to bag your food. You bring your own bag. And when they are scanning things, they are going so fast. And you have to match their speed by putting your things in the bag. Okay. And if you're too slow, they'll just sit there and stare at you and just make you feel stupid.
We can get bags here. Although we do take, when we do our big grocery shop, we do it on Saturday morning. We have a little, I don't know what you call it, like a cart that you bring yourself. We have that and with one extra bag in there. So we just use that. But if we just make a quick little stop during the week, we just get bags and they charge you.
So I love that.
Yeah.
Another thing about the grocery stores is everything's pretty cheap here and everything's healthier. Like they don't have anything that has red 40 or any like things that could potentially give you cancer. It is completely banned over here. So no M&Ms, no.
Oh, dang.
Another thing that was kind of odd to me is people don't wear the like leggings or gym clothes outside of the gym. If you do, you will definitely get stared at and it will not be in a good way.
There you go. That's how they know you're an American. But I didn't know that. Here in Spain, they do. They wear those leggings. I mean, they all do. And they also wear... If Lisa was here, I got to say this because I know she would. That's my wife, by the way, if you don't know. But they have the butt forming ones. Yeah, Lisa told me about those because obviously I didn't know. But apparently they have something to make it look like you have a little, how should we say, junk in your trunk? Yeah, I don't know.
But people go to the gym in like work clothes and then they change into their gym clothes and then they take a shower at the gym.
Yeah.
And put their work clothes back on and then leave.
Okay.
You do not wear workout clothes outside of the gym.
Oh.
I still do it because I don't care and it's comfortable, but
the hell, that don't make no sense. How you just gonna say don't do it because it makes you look bad, but I do it because it's comfortable? Well, guess what? You look bad.
I do get stared at, but it's fine.
Okay.
I've got asked many times if the German stare is real. 100%, yes, that is completely accurate. The German stare is real. The people here hold eye contact so well, and they just stare at you. I don't know what they are staring at. They're probably either judging you or they're not. Like, I don't know, but they
my
love
God.
to stare.
That
So
makes no
that's
sense.
very different. So another little small culture shock is everybody smokes cigarettes here. It is so normal for just everybody smokes cigarettes. If you go outside to like the mall or anything, people will be outside like lined on the streets just smoking cigarettes, and there's
Is that true?
just never is not somebody smoking a cigarette. But I mean,
Yeah.
that's just a small one.
Yeah.
Another big thing is everything is smaller here. The roads, I have not seen a road that is bigger than 3 to 4 lanes. Another thing with the roads is there is not really many trucks here. So back in Georgia,
Okay.
like there's, you know, these big trucks with the big wheels and everything. Not
Yeah.
here.
Because why? Because you don't need them. This is America. Everything has to be bigger and better.
Because if you had one of those trucks, you wouldn't be able to drive it because the roads on like through the towns are literally this small, and
God.
you can barely get in it with like a little car. So. Also, while driving here, there is some roads and highways and stuff that do not have a speed limit. You can go from 130 kilometers to 400 or however fast your car wants to go.
Well, yeah. Okay. I know there's some truth to that, I guess.
Which is very different because if we had that back at home, people would definitely abuse that.
Yeah.
Another thing that is a little like different, I've never seen it before anywhere, is you have to pay to use the bathroom at some places.
Okay.
I went to a restaurant a couple weeks ago and had to go use the restroom, and I had to pay like 50 cents. And then in like the train stations, you have to pay like €1 to €2 to use the bathroom, which is just so insane. But yeah.
Well, that's interesting. I didn't know that about the restaurants. I knew about, like, I know out here, well, some of the trains, in Malaga, the train station, there are bathrooms you can use without paying, but then there's some, like, more convenient ones that might be a little nicer where you pay €1. But I didn't know in the restaurant. I haven't heard that one before. That's interesting.
My last, like, another big culture shock is I used to take sunshine for granted. Here, the sun never shines. And so when it does, you will see everybody outside. Like, everybody is walking. Everybody is doing something outside because in the winter and most of the time, the sky is dull. It is so gray and just not very pretty weather. So when the sun is out, you are out.
Yeah.
100%.
I can see that.
So,
yeah.
Yep. That's all my culture shocks that I can think of right now. If y'all want more, just let me know.
And what's with the eye black, although it's blue? That's interesting.
And I'm sure I can find some more.
Okay.
I'm an American living in Germany. I don't think I'm gonna make it. I don't think I'm gonna make it. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Oh my goodness, where is the rest of the water?
Oh God.
Is there like a button? I gotta add some water? Like what? Not right now, please. Not right now. Oh my goodness. All right. Let me press the button on here and see if it'll fill a little bit. No, that ain't working. Okay, let me flush it, start it over, see what happens. See what happens. Please, please, please. Same thing. Oh my goodness.
Oh God.
Ooh. This is bad. This is bad. I'm sweating. I'm getting hot. I'm getting dizzy. Let me check underneath the toilet. Maybe there's a button underneath here because, you know, they like to do things different out here in Germany. This is crazy. Ooh, I don't want to touch the floor. It's nasty under there. Oh, my goodness. There's a button under there. You know what?
And I do know that the floors may not be as nasty because a lot of people over there sit down when they use the bathroom. Is that correct? When they go pee, urinate?
This ain't even worth it. This ain't worth it. Let me get out of here. I'm gonna run to the gas station. Maybe they got more water in the toilet bowl. This is crazy.
Wow.
I eat all of these vegetables in 3 to 4 days, and you guys are asking how. So this is my diet for a day. For salad, I like to boil spinach in water for around 20 seconds, dump it back into cold water, mix it with soy sauce, sesame oil, and some garlic. This is my favorite vegetable, amaranth.
I don't know what this is. I think I might just fast forward past this one.
Really hard to balance my diet so that I just don't eat green stuff all the time anymore.
All right, I just wanted to get past that one. She just was talking about what she was giving a recipe. Like, we don't want to see that right now. This video is already pretty long.
$550 worth of groceries because we're not eating out in 2026.
Oh, God.
Except for today, because I already did groceries, so I can't do groceries and cook on the same day. Like, that doesn't, you can't do both.
Things at the German grocery store that would send an American into a coma. Eggs are not refrigerated here. Next up, the selection of canned sausages is insane. Specifically, this American-style hot dog that comes in a jar. If you want just one water bottle, all you have to do is open up a package and grab one out.
Yes.
The same goes for alcohol, like beer as well. Next up, only one small shelf is dedicated to salad dressings. The price of toilet paper is surprisingly cheap. It's about $5 to get an 8-pack of...
I'm not German. I've
Oh,
never
God,
been to
this guy
Germany.
again.
My opinion is solely based on what I read, listen, and watch.
All right, I think we got a lot right there. I'm just going to stop it right there because this video is already pretty long, but I think we got a general idea. So, man, I learned some new stuff in there. A lot of it I already knew. You know, my wife and I had this channel. We did a lot of German videos here on this channel, so I did learn a lot about Germany and some of the culture things there. So some of this wasn't a surprise to me. And, you know, a lot of it has to do with just being in Europe. But there were some interesting things in there. Some Americans were advocates of Germany. So, you know, that was good. And some had some crazy things to say about Germany. But I thought that was a pretty good video. Let me know what you think. Go ahead and drop in the comments anything that needs to be corrected, whether it's them or me. Go ahead and put that in the comment. That will be fine. Like the video before we get out of here. That really helps a lot. My name is Greg. Thanks for joining me here today, and we will catch you on the next video. Peace.